Hi, you guys. It's Sunday again, Sunday school. It's the 23rd of November. Um, yeah, I missed last Sunday. I'm not exactly a person who's consistent with everything. I am with work and things that I deem very important. And this actually, I think, is important too. My guides have told me to do it. I'm here again. And I guess this Sunday, what I want to talk about is the fact that we're all mortal. I've really talked about that before. It started out with me telling you the story of how I've experienced God twice in my life. But I just started following hospice nurse Julie, who talks about what people are up to at the end of their lives. And interestingly, I wrote this little book a couple of years ago called Failure of Leadership, because I've been in the business world for a long, long time. I've been working since I was 14, and I have a lot to say to CEOs. And what is weird is that in the last 10, 11 years, I've had a great CEO, and recently just got a second really great CEO. So it's been a long time since I've been in the fray, but I had a lot of experiences with bad leadership before. Anyway, this is a very short book, a short read. The end chapter is what I want to talk about today. So it's called Working Backward from the End. And it really talks about leaders, bosses, really all of us. What are we spending our time on? Are we happy? If we were on our deathbed today, is this what we would be doing? Would we be happy with our lives? At any rate, at the very, very end, I did reprint. There was a international bestseller by Bronnie Ware. I don't know who that is really, but she's a hospice nurse from Australia. She wrote the top 5 regrets of the dying. 1, I didn't live my life being true to myself instead of doing what other people expected me to do. 2, I deeply regret spending so much of my life on the thankless treadmill of working hard. I can relate to that. 3, I wish I had the courage to speak up and express my true feelings. I wish I had. They were on the deathbed after all. Speaking your true feelings. Wow. 4, I wish I hadn't lost touch with my friends. Friends are incredibly important. I think as important as your family. In some cases, more important. In my case, I had a lot of family members who were not, well, I don't know if I've talked about my father or not, but he wasn't worth knowing. And he died on his own without any of his real children around him. But that's too bad. That's his fault. He's a trumper. 5, I wish that I'd let myself feel happier. Now that's a good one. We all really should work on feeling happy. And I would have to say that the older I get, the happier I am. I just accept myself. But I think, we've just seen a lot of crazy stuff this week. So many crazy things happening in the United States in particular, but worldwide. And a lot of astrologers, astrology people, I don't know that much about it. I know a little bit. But there's just unexpected technological breakthroughs, crazy things happening through technology. And I think just it's as an example, Elon Musk on Twitter, now X, revealed the source of all those Trump-humping accounts, the maggots, and they're not from the United States. Even the Homeland Security account is not based in the United States, it's based in Israel. That tells you a lot about what's happening over there, doesn't it? But at any rate, I kind of feel like Elon is known as one of our leaders, and I would say he's probably one of the ones that gets an F. F. Failure of leadership. At any rate, I think Elon knew what he was doing. I think he wants to be a good leader. Secretly. Maybe not. Maybe he's just a dick. But if he does, he could read my book. I have a lot of ideas about how to do it. Also remember that he's not going to make it to Mars, and he's not going to live forever. He's not going to be interjected into Grok or whatever he thinks is going to happen. It's not going to happen. So we have to live our lives as if these are our last days. What do we really intend to do? How are we going to make ourselves proud and happy? And how are we going to meet whatever we meet at the end? I can tell you what we meet, this incredible light, this incredible love, this incredible joining with our spirit. That is, unless we've chosen wrongly, in which case we don't get to meet that. And that's what you see with stuck spirits in ghost form. They haven't moved on. They just have a low level energy. And honestly, there are some that have worse fates than that, as I've seen it, and as other psychics have seen. So, I guess that's what I wanted to say today. I'm going to go see a concert with 2 female songwriters, young songwriters, tonight at the MIM, the Musical Instrument Museum, which is here in the Phoenix area. It is an international iconic museum here. I'm very excited about that. So, I don't know. Next week, we celebrate the harvest. We celebrate a long tradition of a wonderful harvest. So, I hope that you are true to yourself. I hope that you have real friends around you and don't pay homage to a family that doesn't support you or doesn't support anything good about anything here on this planet. And it's just never a good idea to worship a rapist pedophile. I mean, that's all I have to say today. I hope you have a great Sunday. Hope you enjoyed Sunday school. Talk to you later.